Good afternoon and welcome to another segment on ER News. Today we have George Herbert Mead with us to talk about his life, his studies, and why he's important to the social sciences community. So, Mr. Mead, can you tell us what your childhood was like?
Hi, I am George Herbert Mead, and I was born on February 27th in a very, very long time year ago, 1863. I was born in South Hadley, Massachusetts. My father is Hiram Mead, a minister in the Congregational Church. He moved our family from Massachusetts to Ohio in 1869 in order to join the faculty of the Oberlin Theological Seminary. At Oberlin, he taught homiletics and held the chair in the sacred rhetoric and a pastoral theology. My grandmother, Elizabeth Doris Billings, was a devotedly religious woman who taught at Oberlin College too. A few years after college, I considered Christian social work as a career. But in 1884, I explained in a letter to my friend, Henry Castle, why this career path would be pretty problematic for me.
Thank you for all of that. A lot of that background information. What really inspired you to study sociology?
When I studied at Harvard, I was with my friend, Josiah Royce, a philosopher deeply indebted to G.W.F. Hegel, who was also left a lasting impression on myself. I also met my friend William James at Harvard, another good friend of mine, that inspired me to continue on my studies. Although we did not study together, but he was a really good friend that inspired me to continue on my work.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of inspirations in your path and a lot of really good friends. So, what was your main point of study?
So my theory of the social self is based on the perspective that the self emerges from social interactions, such as observing and interacting with others, responding to others' opinions about oneself, and internalizing external opinions and internal feelings about oneself.
Well, that really does sound like an in-depth study, and a very interesting one at that. But how does your main study contribute to the social sciences?
So in particular, my theory of the emergence of mind and self out of the social process of significant communication has become the foundation of the symbolic interactionalist school of sociology and social psychology.
Thank you for explaining, but why is your study important?
So one of my most outstanding contributions to the development of critical social theory is my analysis to the games. I elucidate the full social and psychological significance of game playing and the extent to which the game functions as an instrument of social control. So during this time, I developed a number of different sociological theories over the course of my career. Most of my theories were centered around how people develop a sense of self in society. I developed the idea to generalize others, which is a complex but useful way for people to conceptualize those beyond themselves.
Thank you for explaining all the importance and contributions to science. These all sound very important and really in-depth, and it definitely does contribute to science now. But how do you think the area of your studies affects social sciences now? How do you think it's going to change?
So during the past years, my study made substantial contributions in both social psychology and philosophy. My major contribution to the field of social psychology was my attempt to show how the human self arises in the process of social interaction, especially by the way of linguistic communication.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on ER News. It was lovely having you here, and it was an amazing chance to be able to interview you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Bye.